adding fractions. We're going to talk a little bit about adding fractions, and one misconception, something that I had a problem with when I was a kid. So we're going to add two fractions. We're going to add 3/8 and 1/8. So 3/8 plus 1/8. The rules for fractions when it comes to addition is that the denominators must be the same, and when that occurs, then we just add the tops. So we will end up with 4/8. Now there's an assumption that's made here that is not explicitly explained, but it's kind of important to understand. Whenever we have fractions, any type of fractions, and you are going to add them, by the basic definition of a fraction, it means that you are going to take something and divide it into 8 equal pieces and are concerned with 3. What's important to understand is that whatever it is that you're dividing here, be it a slice of pizza, be it a piece of paper, a cake, whatever it is that this fraction is referring to, this fraction must also refer to the same thing. So if we're cutting pizza here, and we have to be very specific, if we're cutting a 12-inch pizza, then this fraction here is also talking about a 12-inch pizza divided by 8 and only one slice. And let me illustrate this by using some paper. Here is a piece of paper. It is cut into 8ths. It's not easily seen on camera, but here, if we draw this line here, and then here, now I have 8ths. If we take our original fraction that I just explained, 3/8, we'll take 1, 2, 3. 3/8 plus 1/8. So now I have another piece of paper cut into 8ths, 1/8. This does not work. The reason being is that we must always be talking about the same thing when we're working with fractions. Once you understand that, the addition and why we add up the tops makes a little bit more sense. If I take this here, this is 3/8 of this entire sheet of paper. 3/8. 3/8 of this entire sheet of paper. This is not the same, so we can't add to this. Why? Because this 1/8 here is not the same. It's not the same size. So this is why it's very important that you understand that when you're working with a fraction, that you are describing or talking about or dividing the same thing, the same quantity. So in order for this to work, we have to have one that is exactly the same. So here I have another piece of paper, the exact same size, and it's in 8ths. 1/8. Now what the fraction is actually saying, I'm going to cut this 8 out. So with this fraction, if we were to look at it a little different, it is saying that I have an object or a quantity or something. I have divided it into 8 equal pieces, and I'm talking about 3. Then I'm going to add something that is the exact same size, quantity, or description. And I'm going to cut it into 8 equal pieces, and I'm only concerned about 1. And then I'm just going to add the pieces that I have. So I have 4. So I should have 4 pieces that are the exact same thing, or whatever quantity, thing, or whatever it is that I cut into 8 equal pieces. I'm going to have 4 of those now. So look, this is 4/8 or 3/8 plus 1/8. I have the same piece of paper. I've cut it into 8 equal pieces, and I'm only concerned with 3. Each one of these is 1/8 of the original, but I have 3/8. Then I have another sheet of paper, the exact same size, cut in the exact same way, and I have only one of those. So I want to add these. So I have 3 eighths. Each one of these is an eighth. 1 eighth, 2 eighths, 3 eighths, 4 eighths. And that's why 3 eighths plus 1 eighth equals 4 eighths. It's important that everything match. The denominators must be the same. And when we start adding labels and quantities, it must be the exact same quantity and the exact same item. Hope that explains that.